Welcome back, my fellow Jolly Dragonites. I'm the Jolly Green Gamer, and today I'm going to show you how I got 50 wins in the Super Singles at the Battle Maison. First off, real quick, if you look on the right side of the screen, you will see some screenshots of mine of me in front of the trophy with the woman discussing my streak for proof that I did use this team that I am about to show you. You will also see my Dragonite, my Kangaskhan, my Aegislash, and then a screenshot of the 3 Pokemon in my team. Now, later when I do discuss my Aegislash, you will notice that the one in my party does have a different move than the one I do discuss. That is because I did change the move after I won in the Battle Maison. So don't make a comment about that, or do make a comment about that if you're a troll. I really could care less. So let's get on with the video. Now that you have seen all these pictures, we're going to discuss the strategy. I led off with Kangaskhan because of his huge attack power. Well, it's not necessarily huge, but it does go up to around 383 at level 100, and normal Kangaskhan has 161 attack at level 50, and Mega has, if this would work, 194 when it is Mega. He also has access to Scrappy, which is very helpful when taking on ghost types. And when it's Mega, it has access to the Parental Bond ability. I gave him Adamant Nature. He also has access to the move Fake Out, which is very helpful. I forgot to mention that. I gave him Adamant Nature with 252 attack, 252 speed, and 4 HP. I gave him the item Kangaskhanite so he can Mega Evolve at any time. I then gave him the moves Fake Out, Return, Power Up Punch, and Crunch. Fake Out to do damage the first turn instantly, Return for monster stab or same type attack, Power Up Punch because of Parental Bond, Power Punch, Up Punch because Parental Bond allows Kangaskhan to get a +2 attack boost, and Crunch because, and I know you would rather prefer Sucker Punch, but Crunch is very helpful against many ghost types that try to hack Kangaskhan, and you will run into those in the Battle Maison. And what I mean by hacks Kangaskhan are Pokemon that usually run Will-O-Wisp or Toxic and then Protect, or Spite and Protect. And trust me, you will run into those. You will run into a lot of Pokemon that have either priority, I don't know what they're called. I don't know what they're called, honestly. But moves like Thunder Wave, Will-O-Wisp, status attacks, priority status attacks, and they will wear Kangaskhan down, and it will break your team instantly. Anyways, when you attack with Kangaskhan, you can lead off with the Mega Evolution instantly. I do recommend this, unless you are going against a Ghost type. If you are, do not Mega Evolve the first turn. Do not. You will lose. You are probably thinking, I'm gonna Mega Evolve and go for Crunch. Do not do this. Fake the Ghost type out, do not Mega Evolve, and fake the Ghost type out. And then you want to Power Up Punch. You will get the +1 attack, and you'll be set. Next up, after you've done the Fake Out and the Power Up Punch, you can either Return or Crunch. More than likely, you're going to feint the Pokemon you are going up against, and you are going to be set. You have seen what Kangaskhan looks like as a regular Pokemon. Now, here's its stats at Mega. As you can see, it gets a pretty big jump in its attack, and I don't think it gets, yeah, it gets 10 boost in its speed, but its attack is what makes Kangaskhan such a monster, and that Parental Bond ability. Now, just because you're going to go up, like I said, just because you're going up against a Ghost type does not mean to switch out. Just Fake Out and Power Up Punch, and then you can either Return, or you can, when you're going for that Crunch, when you're ready to go for Crunch, that's when you Mega Evolve. This is the strategy I did, and I didn't have to restart my challenge once, and I instantly got the trophy. Didn't have to restart my challenge once. The second Pokemon I would recommend sending in would be Aegislash. Keep in mind you can switch between any of these Pokemon at any time if you absolutely have to, but this is usually the order I went in if I didn't switch out and they fainted. Now, Aegislash gets the ability Stance Change, which allows it to switch between its Shield and Sword ability, depending on the moves it uses. Here are the difference in the attacks, or the stats, real quick. I gave him Adamant Nature with 200 HP, 252 attack, and 28 in defenses. I gave him the item Leftovers to help him gain some HP every turn, because let's face it, Aegislash does not have a really good HP stat. He may have high defenses, but that is not very helpful if you have a low HP stat. That is why Carbink isn't used that much. I also gave him the moves Sword Stance, King Shield, Sacred Sword, and Shadow Sneak. When using Aegislash, I generally started with Sword Stance to boost his attack by +2, and then I used King Shield to help him get some HP back. If I had enough HP, I would repeat this process, and then Shadow Sneak or Sacred Sword, depending on the Pokemon I'm going against, and if I had enough HP. Depending on if the opposing Pokemon burned me, or if they switched into a Pokemon with Intimidate, or used a move that would lower my attack, depending on if I would take out this Pokemon. Odds are, if there had been no Will-O-Wisp, no Flamethrower with a burn, no Intimidate, I would take out the Pokemon very easy. I mean, if you look at it, it is 200 at level 222 at level 50. Sword Stance boosted by 2, that's 400. Plus another Sword Stance, you're good. All you have to do is Shadow Sneak everything. But if you're burned, it halves it. That is where the problem comes in. Odds are, though, if you are burned with the huge attack and the Sword Stance, you will more than likely faint the Pokemon in 2 to 3 turns. 2 to 3 attacks, depending on its defense and on its ability. If it has Sturdy or Fur Coat, then you may have an issue. Next Pokemon up is Dragonite. I gave Dragonite Multiscale, and if you're running any other ability than Multiscale, then you should rethink what you're doing. Multiscale, what it does is it takes half damage from attacks when this Pokemon is at full HP. Now, this increases the chances drastically of Dragonite getting a successful Dragon Dance off on the first turn. I gave him Adamant Nature, just like Kangaskhan and Aegislash, because look at that attack. It's huge. At level 50. And I gave him 252 attack and 252 speed with 4 HP. I gave him the Lumberry because he has the move Outrage, and if an opponent has a Pokemon with Burn, a burning move, or any status move, really. I've seen this from my experience in the Battle Maison. If you have Dragonite on the field, they will more than likely switch into it and try to burn you, or toxic you, or paralyze you. It will happen with Dragonite because of his move, Dragon Dance. I gave him the moves Earthquake, Fire Punch, Dragon Claw, and Dragon Dance. Not Dragon Claw, Outrage. I would usually start off with Dragon Dance for the +1 attack and +1 speed. And if I had enough HP, I would probably go for another Dragon Dance. Now, I confused myself on this a couple times. I would usually get attacked, it wouldn't do that much damage to me, so I would think I was okay to go for another Dragon Dance. You have to keep this in mind. That was half. That attack was half. So you have to double the damage you just took, and then think, am I going to live this next attack? You gotta double it, and then subtract it from your health. And if you're gonna live it, then you can go for another Dragon Dance. And depending on the Pokemon I'm going against, if I'm going against a Fairy type, more than likely I was going to Earthquake. I was going against a Steel type, Fire Punch. Dragon type, more than likely I'm going to Outrage. And odds are, with Dragonite, it's so powerful. Just even one Dragon Dance can take out almost anything. But two, you're a monster. Usually I would have gone for Outrage because I didn't run into many Fairy types in the Battle Maison, but Klefki. And that was a huge problem with its Thunder Wave. But other than that, Klefki and Sylveon were the only Fairy types I ran into, and Klefki is weak to Earthquake, and Sylveon has poor defense. So Dragonite could have taken them out fairly easily. And that's really it. This team was a fairly simple team to assemble. I know they're all physical attackers, and you're probably thinking, where are the special attackers? You really don't need any. There weren't many defensive walls, and this entire team with defensive walls, especially, they usually start off with defensive walls, and Kangaskhan can just power up punch the defensive walls over and over and over and over and over and over, and then it takes them out. And then, because most defensive walls are status Pokemon that set up rocks, and so you're sitting here setting up power up punches over and over and over, you take it out, you're at full health, and then the next two Pokemon comes in, you one-shot them, you won the battle. That's what I did, and it was a very simple battle. You really won't have to worry about much in the Battle Maison with this team. Your only big issue is Will-O-Wisp. So look out for Will-O-Wisp. I had many close calls with that. So be careful. If you do want to change Aegislash's item to maybe a, I don't know the name of the berry, but it's a berry that cures burn. Or a weakness policy. Weakness policy is good on Aegislash too. You can do that. Or if you want to change Dragonite's item to weakness policy, you can do that too. I ran both of these. I ran this team with Aegislash into weakness policy also, and I got a 50 streak. I did that in X and Y though. But it's a good team. I recommend it, and if you like it, try it out. If you don't like it, I'm sorry that this team didn't appeal to you, but it worked out for me. I didn't lose once with this team, and it's a good team. That's all I can say. It's a good team. It worked out. I hope it works out for you. If you want any tips when using it in the Battle Maison, let me know. And I am TheJollyGreenGamer, and I will see you in the next video.